Check it out. These are the priorities and the challenges of a stage one business. What's up? Rafael Cortez here on the Wholesaling Business Blueprint series. Everything in life has stages, right? Let's talk about the stages of business. Over the next 4 weeks, I'm gonna be dropping a video on each one of the four stages of business, all right? Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, and Stage 4. The main thing that I wanna highlight about these stages of business is what you're supposed to keep in mind as a priority, and then the challenges that you can expect as you're moving along these stages, all right? Again, everything in life has stages to it. It's very, very important to understand what stage of business you're in. You need to know what to expect and what to account for, and you can't do that if you don't know where you're standing, all right? So stage 1, at a stage 1 business, if you're bootstrapping the business, meaning that it's just you in the business and you're wearing all the hats and you're trying to figure things out and then get contracts in, get a team in, and you have an idea of how the whole business works, but you don't have that clarity of the processes that need to go in place, you're probably at a stage 1 business, right? So if you're there, understand this: the top challenges of your business are gonna be the following, all right? Challenge number 1 is gonna be the cash flow, all right? Think about cash flow, not necessarily profits. You can't sustain a business, you can't survive even for a period of 6 months if you don't have any cash flow, right? So cash flow and capital is gonna be at the very, very top of the priorities right now. All that stuff about, the culture and then creating this environment and then buying, ping pong tables and all kinds of stuff, that's gonna be secondary. Right now, the one thing that you have to worry about is gonna be the cash flow and the capital that's coming into your business. You can't create anything else if you don't have the lights on, right? You gotta keep the lights on. So cash flow is gonna be one of the biggest challenges. The second challenge that you're gonna come across is gonna be chaos. Everything's gonna be chaotic because you're putting things together. You're trying to figure out every single step of the business. That includes managing the money. It includes managing the process. It includes what comes as a step 1, step 2, step 3. Do I get an accountant? Do I hire an attorney? Do I get an LLC? All that stuff. So everything's gonna be chaotic during the bootstrap stage. It's very difficult. It's not easy. And this is where actually we lose most of the entrepreneurs that jump into their own adventure here. So it's because it's tough, right? It's tough and it's real. And I think it's the stage where you get challenged the most. All right, so with that in mind, everything's gonna be chaotic. Just expect it at a stage 1. You're not gonna have clarity. You're not gonna have a super, straight view of where you're headed yet, because you're putting everything together. The third challenge that's gonna come your way is gonna be your offering, all right? But what I mean by that is products. If you're doing a product, in our world, we're structuring solutions, all right? That solution that we can come in and provide the seller with, that's our product, that's our offering. So we're trying to figure out, we're learning the most we can about how to put, 1 and 2 together and getting creative, understanding really how wholesale assignments work, understanding double closings, understanding creative financing, understanding negotiation, how to lock up the deals in a way that it makes sense, understanding how to create win-win scenarios, right? All of that stuff lines up, and it takes a while to figure it out and put it all together. So your offering, that learning curve, it's also gonna take a minute to put together, right? So expect that. You're not gonna jump into seller appointments and have all the answers right out of the gates. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. Number 4, your sales process. What's happening, okay, with the leads as they come in? How are you converting those leads? How are you sending those leads to prospects, and how are you negotiating that process from that point forward? What happens at the dispose stage? That whole process is also getting fine-tuned. There's gonna be a lot of confusion, even though you may understand at a surface level how things operate, how things work, and the order of how things need to be laid out. It's gonna be different, right? Your sales process is gonna be one of those things that you kind of fine tune as you go into it. You probably won't really have it dialed in until maybe a year into it. You've done a whole bunch of deals. You have a good amount of experience under your belt and exposure with sellers. Now you understand, what kind of campaigns give you what kind of results. You understand where to pivot. You understand where to pitch, different scripts, and how to negotiate the deal so you can create those win-win scenarios. But that's also gonna take some time, all right? So we have 4 big challenges that are gonna come at you at a stage 1, right? Remember, this is stage 1. We're bootstrapping the business. First one is gonna be capital and cash flow. The second one is gonna be all the chaos that's being generated by not having clarity over the business yet. You're learning as you're earning, right? So you're going through this process of learning and understanding and putting all those pieces together. Be aware of the chaos. Number 3, your offering. How good are you getting at structuring deals and putting win-win scenarios together? All right, that's going to be a big pivotal point in your business, and it's going to be one of the things that dictates whether or not you succeed. You need to put an emphasis into your ability for crafting solutions for the sellers. And number 4, again, the sales process, the actual process of the business. That goes along almost with chaos and clarity, but it's its own standalone thing. There's going to be different things that come at you. Sometimes you're going to be confused on what steps go first. So make sure that you build your process as you're going through this bootstrap stage, right? Level 1, stage 1 business. All of this is happening. So you have little resources in terms of capital and connections. And you have a lot of cloudiness in terms of how the whole business and everything works together, right? Those are the biggest challenges. Now, what are your priorities? What are the things that you need to have completely clear as priorities and focus on so you make sure you don't drop the ball on this, all right? Number one, it's gonna be profits. Number 1 is profits. Again, this whole idea of, setting ping pong tables and having a culture and all that stuff, that's nice, but it comes in at a later stage in your business, right? Not at a stage 1 business. Stage 1 business, you need to focus on profits. Remember, the first challenge is gonna be capital and cash flow. So focus on profits. Make sure that you're spending your time generating revenue in income generating activities. You're talking cold calling, you're talking prospecting, you're talking interactions with sellers and actually sending contracts out for them to sign. That's the profit generating activities that we need to be focusing on. Priority number 1 of a stage 1 company, it's gonna be profits. Priority number 2, it's gonna be the process. We are looking at the order of things. We are looking at the whole process as we're going through the deals. Anytime that you do something new, you're gonna document it and you're gonna make sure that you clarify it. All right. Why? Because you're going to plug somebody else into that job role at a later time. Right now, we're just documenting the whole process. We're bootstrapping the business. You're probably wearing all the hats, and that's totally fine because we're focusing on profits first. And the second focus is going to be on the business development, the process, the actual process. So as you're going through each one of the stages and you come across something new, for example, a new way of generating leads. Okay, how does that work? How does PPC work? How does cold calling work? What happens to the lead? It goes here. All right, I'm going to document that second stage. I'm going to document that third stage, and then you start getting keen, right, to every single one of the steps that your business requires. So as you're doing that, you're creating the infrastructure of your business. So priority number 2 is going to be pay close attention to the processes of the business. You start to lean out, you start to get rid of the stuff that doesn't make sense. You're going to decide whether or not you add specific actions to everything that you do. That's why having a blueprint in place is very important. Priority number 3 is going to be people. Now we pay attention to the people. Usually when you're launching, the way it works is that you're going to be, again, wearing all the hats. You may have one person that's helping you out. Maybe you partner up with somebody else, and then it's the two of you just kind of intermingling and exchanging responsibilities here and there. But as your business gets traction, all right, and you get more business in through the door, more relationships, you start generating deals, you're gonna start generating bottlenecks too. What I mean by that is that you're gonna start generating areas where you know what, I can't handle all the leads that are coming in. So that's a bottleneck. I can't handle sending all the contracts that we're supposed to be sending out every single day. That's another bottleneck. I can't handle the deals that are coming in. That's gonna be another bottleneck. All right, and when you're hiring, when you're looking for people specifically to plug into those areas that give you bottlenecks. So you have to optimize it, right? So we look back at all the processes that we set up as a secondary priority, and then we fine tune and plug people into those, all right? Now to recap on what I just went over, the priority of things at a level 1 bootstrap is gonna be profits, number 2 is gonna be process, and number 3 is gonna be people, all right? So the first thing that you need to be concerned about is generating income, all right? Not generating a great culture, you're not there yet. Not generating a super dialed in process and systems and softwares and CRMs and everything. No, you're not there yet. You need to focus on generating income. If that means you dialing out through your phone and then taking notes on paper and pencil, that's fine. You can do that. All right. The main priority here is going to be profits. Focus on generating income at a level 1 company. It's crucial because if you don't, you're never going to make it to that level 2. All right. So Top 3 priorities again, is gonna be profit, process, and people. That's the order they go in. And the biggest challenges at a level 1 company are gonna be the cash flow and the capital, which is, the finances, the money. Number 2, understanding there's gonna be a lot of chaos going around. There's not gonna be a lot of clarity in terms of what's next. So you're gonna have to figure stuff out. Number 3, it's gonna be your offering, your solutions. How good are you at solving a seller's problem? Keep that in mind. That's gonna be your solution. That's also gonna be a challenge as you're going, as you're learning. And then number 4 is gonna be your sales process, okay? How do you capitalize on all the leads? How do you monetize all the leads? How do you make sure that nothing is falling through the cracks? Having a business blueprint in place, it's gonna be very, very important. You can come in and craft your own as you're going through the process and then fine tune, take away whatever you need, turn it into a L.E.S.S business model, lean, effective, strategic, and simple business model, which at the end of the day is important because what we wanna do is to automate, delegate, and elevate, right? Move on to the next stage and make it to that life by design that we're all looking for. Okay, so look out for stages 2, 3, and 4, which are gonna be coming up in the next several weeks. And if you keep coming back and watching the videos, do us a favor, make sure that you subscribe, like, and then you share it with somebody who you think might take benefit from this. Help me spread the love. If you want more information on how to create a blueprint and actually run a wholesaling business like a business, go to reiwholesaling.com. That's www.reiwholesaling.com. Download an actual business blueprint and then find out a little bit more about what the program, the coaching entails, right? Until then, stay focused. You got this.